The idea of this is to speak about or do a small feature we implement in another project using the simple email service of AWS. This is not something new. We have all sent emails with different tools. This is one more of that, but has one thing that I haven't used in the past at least, and I think is interesting, is that it can receive emails. It's not just sending, we can also receive the emails. The good of this is that what we try to do is, if, for example, you have, in this case, I will explain later, if you have something your application is doing, and it's, for example, it sends one email, you can reply to that email, and it doesn't need a user or some human resource to understand what you have replied. The application can understand and act because of that. Okay, so we'll continue with this. Please feel comfortable to stop me and ask anything. This is just, let's say, I'm polite. I like people to ask, so feel free. So, what is the AWS Simple Email? Let's go fast in this. It's a large-scale email for sending. It has high scalability, flexibility, affordable. It has all the benefit of in AWS. That it depends how it used. You can add resource, remove resource, and all that.
Yeah, and you don't need to maintain the infrastructure, right? They do it for you. And one important thing for email is that you don't need to take care of the IP reputation as you should do if you build your own email server, which is, if you haven't done it before, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, AWS gives all the benefits for this service as it does for the other ones. And the good part that we are going to show is the great interaction it has between different things. So here, well, let's go with, here you have the integration with SNS, it used Route 53 and another things. You can go to S3 and things like that. It's quite, you have lots of possibilities. Basically, what we're going to do, as I told you, is an application that receives the emails and understand what you are sending. That is making with the rule set. We're going to get inside AWS and show you where it is, how it's done. We have an example created, and then we'll create a small example together so we understand what is needed and you can see everything. Okay, so basically you have a rule set with a condition and action. It's quite simple once you try it. Well, talk here. We have all the.
I made you a host, and Alexander is trying to get in. If you look into the Zoom, you should be someone requesting access.
Okay. I don't have idea how to do that.
Because since you are a host, I cannot let him in. Sorry.
Well, sorry, I don't know what is, sorry.
If you see the screen with all the faces.
Yeah.
On the top of it, you should see something like waiting room and his name there trying to get access. On the right, on the right top, or
I'm not maybe
I will reclaim host. There you go. I did it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, I really don't know how to do it.
I already did.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Great. So let's go to the example. Let me hide this. Okay, this is basically what we are going to do in the example. We are going to, we have already created a subscription. We save that subscription in DynamoDB. I'm going to send an email with a token to the SAS. The rule set will send it to a topic. Then it will go to a Lambda, and the Lambda will update that subscription, say, adding in the email my email. So
just to clarify, when Mati says a subscription is an entity in our application. We have an entity in the application called subscription, which is kind of a email list or something like that.
Yeah,
but it's not something from SES. It's just an entity in the data.
Yeah, let's say we create an entity in DynamoDB, and with the email we are going to update it. Our update will be just to add in that entity my email that was sent. It's quite simple. We don't think we need to be to add complexity, but since we have Lambda, we can do whatever we want with that. But that's not the reason of this call. We don't want to get in complexity.
Basically, the important part of the demo is the part in which the rule set processes the email and sends a topic to the simple notification service.
Yeah, all the SNS, Lambda, and DynamoDB were used, but it's not the strong thing in this chat. We can improve that if necessary later.
Cool.
Okay, this is example application. In Axon, we're creating a subscription DynamoDB. This is the object that needs to be confirmed by the user. The email to reply is not been sent yet, but we will be sent back an email if we were replying to that email. The idea of this is that we, in an ideal world, this will be an application that once you subscribe, it sends you an email and you reply to that email saying, I accept the subscription. That's basically the idea. Okay, let's go inside the, how I get out of here? Do you know how to leave the?
Yeah, I think you hit escape.
Yeah. Okay, here we have, well, the rule. This is basically the rule set is something like this. One thing that is very important to understand is that the rule set, you have one rule set to create, you can create others, but basically it doesn't matter because the one we care about is the one active. The other ones will just be there, but won't work.
And the simple email service rule sets are, as the name say, are a set of rules in which you say what do you want to do when you receive an email to your email server.
So getting inside here, we can have more than one rule in this set because it's a set. We can, for example, create a new rule. Well, let's do it later.
Okay.
So this is our rule set. Our rule set is quite simple. We have a name for the rule set, which we tell him to run at the beginning. This is the email that is catching here everything that is sent to architect wipe from net. So if I call,
that will be any email at architecture.wildprom.net. That is the domain of the email.
Yeah, basically this is the domain, but I can add, for example, I don't know, something like this.
You can add a specific address to the rule set as well. So if you don't specify the username, what is before the add, it will process all the email.
Yeah. And we can put, for example, a list here. We can put all the recipients we want, or the easiest way, add the domains. But probably you want in your application to have the domain, you will have a specific email. In in the project we implement this, we have 3 emails that were for dev, staging, and production. So we can apply different rules. But since this is the first rule set, we won't do it this way. We add another rule for each one. Okay, let me remove this. And this last part is the actions. In this case, we're sending to the top to SNS, to the lightning topic. We can add more actions if you here. We can send it to a Lambda, F3, and lots of things. We're sending it to SNS because these guys give us some asynchronous. Because, for example, if I send it to a Lambda and the Lambda is working on another request, it will make a delay, or we can lose that information. This way, if the Lambda fails, the SNS will send the message again, and we make sure we don't lose that information. That's why we decide to do it this way. So now if we go to the SNS, you will see we have here the lightning topic. The lightning topic has, well, this should not be here, sorry. I don't know why we have two, but basically this is the Lambda. The good thing that SNS can have subscribers as much as we want. So in this way we can say, I want to do something in my application, but I also want to know with other Lambda or other thing, how many people call to my reply to this service or whatever you can imagine.
The good thing about using SNS is that you can implement an event-driven architecture. So the code is completely decoupled. You generate an event right on the topic, and then you can do different things with the topic, and you subscribe the consumers of that event to the topic. So it's for front-end developers that this is very, very familiar. It's like having an event listener.
Okay, here we have this that we have been testing. You can see that is Fabrizio and it's me here.
That is DynamoDB, and that is the table that we are using in the application. That this is the table in which we store the entities that we talked before, which are called subscriptions, right?
Sorry, I go too fast. Here we have the SNS. From the SNS, we can go to the Lambda. You will see here we have this Lambda. This Lambda is subscribed to the SNS Lightning. This code is made in Node.js. We can do it in lots of other languages as Net, Python, Ruby, Java, Go, whatever you want. It's all support. If the application is quite small in the Lambda in Node, this is not the case because we use lots of libraries, but you can even create it here. That's pretty good.
Maybe I can share my screen and show a little bit the code of the application, or do you want to do that later?
Let's see how we run of time. I think it's not the focus of this. But just to give a fast review, you can do it in any language. Actually, in the project we were working, I was working with this. I do it in Java. And this basically, you will believe it, and if we have time, Fabrizio will tell you, receive the SNS, and with the token we sent, it will appear in the, will update the DynamoDB.
I will share the repo with the code anyways, if you want to pick up.
Yeah, everything, the presentation and everything will be shared later. Here we have the subscription. Basically what we're using is this ID to know that the subscription is this one and not other. Let's create this. I will put this in the chat.
And yeah.
If someone can send an email to that email will be great. So we get the subscription from others.
You should give the full address, like
yeah. I will put it.
And
give me a second, please.
One thing here, if you are not familiar with DynamoDB, DynamoDB is similar to Mongo in the sense that you have a full object as part of one item. Can have different types and even complex type like maps and collections. So if you see there, you will see that emails is a list that right now is empty, right? Keep an eye on that. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, it's okay, okay. Okay, I put in engineering the email. If someone can send an email to that address, it will get subscribed. It will be great if someone can give me a hand with that. So
I will send an email right now. Hold on 1 second.
I'll show you.
So, I'm opening my email client. I will send it with my personal. And
okay. Oh, well, here we already have one from Emiliano.
There you
what
go.
is doing this is adding here in the email list the people that reply to this email. For example, we have here Emiliano that sent the email to it. Let's see.
So basically what happened, and that is me.
What? Sorry.
Basically, no, I was saying that that's my email.
Okay.
Basically what happened here is that we sent to that address, which the server is architecture.yprom.net, the emails. And since we had the rule set in place, that rule set got processed and the rule set sends all the messages that receives to the SNS topic. And then the SNS topic calls our Lambda function that parses the email and writes back to DynamoDB.
Yeah, basically so, this is the idea.
As you can see, it's surprisingly easy to add receiving capabilities to an application.
Yeah.
I didn't have experience with this until Mati taught me how to do it. And I thought it will be a much more complex process, but actually it took less than 10 minutes to do this. So I always wondered how the receiving email from an application and doing things in the application transactional database was done. I thought it was super complex, but actually it's not.
Okay, let's do one more test. Let's create any question about what you have already done. Please feel free to ask. If not, we will try to create a new rule set with a new topic, so you can see how is everything created. Well, we mute everyone, or everyone?
Yeah, they are mute, but
it's okay. Let's start. Okay, let's create a new rule set. As I told you before, if you create here, and I say, I don't know, Matias rule set, we'll create a new rule set. Here is the rule set. I can create the rule. Let's say, I don't know, Matias, gmail.com. I don't care. The next step, ask here for an action. Let's say, I don't know, that's an S. Let's put the same SNS. Next. Oh, sorry, then code it in UTF. You create the rule name, Matias. You create it. Here I create a rule set, but this won't work. This is important to understand. This won't work. Why? Why is that? Because we already have an active rule set, and this, if you see, is under inactive rule sets. So a common error is to create the new rule set here. This is wrong. You don't have to do this. unless you want to have it work and delete it. The correct idea is to get inside the rule set and create a new rule. So for example here, let's create Lightning 2. Let me copy because I don't remember.
Architecture, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that is because Nacho does not want us to make whiteprom.com spammy, so we need to use a strange email server.
We use this recipient. We say what happens. Create rule. Add the recipient. Next step. Let's go to SNS. Let's create an SNS topic. Let's call it Lightning 2. And here there's Lightning topic together. Let's create the topic. I forgot always of the encoding, sorry. Here's an example. Let's put Lightning 2. This is the name of the rule. Let's keep everything as default and we create the rule. We have here the two rules. Now, if I send an email here to Lightning 2, it will be catched by both because this will catch all and this will catch only the ones I create. But this will send it to the SNS. We cannot check the SNS. So what we're going to do, it should appear here, the SNS.
No, you are in
Lambda,
the
sorry.
Lambda, yeah.
Here we have the Lightning 2. We're going to subscribe. For just to show you, you can subscribe from an HTTP and HTTPS. What we have done on Lambda from your email, send it to SQS, that is the queue, send to an SMS. You have all these possibilities. We will go to send to the email. I will send it to my personal email. That's Matias.com. And create the subscription. If we get here, it asks you to confirm the email so they know it is. Let me confirm it.
They send you an email, right?
Yeah, they send an email asking you to confirm for the... It's not the confirmation here. Oh, here it is. You confirm your subscription. It appears this. And now if I go back here, you will see it's confirmed. It has been confirmed. So basically what we create a new rule set. They go to a new SNS. And then I add a subscriber that will send to my personal email what I send there. So let's send the email. This is, yeah, Lightning 2. This is Lightning test.
You are sending the email right now, right?
Yeah, I'm sending it right now.
Okay.
Hi, this is our test. Okay, we send the email and on. It should be in any moment. We should receive the, it's okay now.
I just sent you one right now.
Oh, here it is. Here you receive. But why I receive this and not receive just the email as I send it? Because this goes through the SNS.
We are not seeing the email.
Oh, you're not seeing the email? Sorry.
No, just the AWS screen.
Let me put it here. So, do you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the email. If we go here, we can say that. Oh, this is probably the one you sent me.
Yeah, I sent it one too.
What do you put in the topic? Sorry.
I think it was test.
Test. Okay, here you will see that this is an email format and an SNS format. So you have everything inside a JSON. This is because you maybe want to know which is the topic you are hearing. A lot of information that, of course, here doesn't have any mean, but if you are doing the application, maybe you have the same Lambda with different topics because have different applications and you want to know from what topic it came. We have all the information here. It's quite difficult to understand here, but
and the good thing that is that you can parse this JSON and act based on the information in the JSON.
Yeah, for example, here we have the value of the subject. The message should be somewhere here. Well, we have the topic here of the SNS. And well, we have a lot of other information here.
You can see there at the end the HTML code of my signature, for example. So you can parse the email body itself, and there are a lot of packages that help you to parse.
Yeah, depending on the technology, you have different packages that do this. You know, we're not creating nothing new. This is something people use, so it's already implemented in most of technologies. But basically, this is the idea. Any question? Let me. Okay, so we create the rules that we create the SNS. We subscribe to that rule. We subscribe to the email. We send the email to Lightning 2, and we check the email that we receive. All the rules. So I send it back to our new email. The rules that catch it and send it to a specific location. Well, send it to the topic, and I subscribe to the topic, so I receive the message. I think that's all. Any question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like the first thing I think of is like sending automated responses, but what, like in your real use case, what is it that you do like with the email body? Like,
no,
how do you use it?
In this use case, we have not. We don't care about the body because we need to parse that and see what we sent and all that.
Maybe I could share a little bit the screen and show the code.
Yeah.
So it's easier to see in the code than actually explain.
Yeah, actually, that's whatever you decide to do in your Lambda. So yeah, share your screen, Fabricio.
Okay.
I think it will be more clear.
Yeah, easier. I'm not sure which one.
The possibilities are all what you want. What we have done that I think I haven't explained very well is that we use if you see in the first email we share in the Slack, we have a hash after the name. We have the Lightning plus and a hash. That hash is the one we use to identify which is the subscription in DynamoDB that we were using. That's something that most of the people that use this recommend, because it's the easy way to identify what are you replying to. The truth is that hash can be everywhere, even in the body, but you need to analyze the body to understand. This way, just to get the sender, we can know which subscription he is adding. But this is just the top of the iceberg. You can do whatever your imagination takes you. So
here you can see this is a serverless application, right? We have several functions, but the important one is parse email. So let me show you that one. Here. So the function will receive an event, which is the SNS message. The event contains the SNS message. So as you can see, we parse that message, extract the content, and then we are using this package, which is built to parse email messages. And then we extract from the destination object, we extract the receiver. The object will look something like, let me see if I have it here. The event is going to be something like this, in which you can see that there are, no, sorry, it's not this one. Well, sorry, I don't have handy the event structure, but basically it's what Mati showed you before. This is a big JSON in which you have content, you have a destination, which is the receiver. It contains the receiver address. And what we did is just split the plus sign. If you remember, the address was something like test plus a long code here, which was the ID of our DynamoDB object at the address, right? Architecture, whatever. So what we do is to extract this ID. With that ID, what we do is create the object and insert it in DynamoDB. This is updating the source that we extracted from the event as well. That is the address that is sending the email to test plus whatever. And we add it in that emails array that the collection had.
Yeah, actually, when I implement this for a client, what we were using is creating a chat. And if someone in the application sends you a message, you receive that message. And if you reply, what you reply that came here in the content was added to the chat so the other one can see it in the application. So basically replying an email, continue with the chat that the user was having. That was great. The only thing that if you reply, all the original information goes at the bottom. We need to find a way to remove all that, basically parsing the message. But it was great because I was talking you through the application. You were driving to your house. You received that in your cell phone. You reply to me and it answers me in the application. So all the talk was inside the application. And it was
probably you have seen these like get satisfaction application or all these support or email, client support applications in which you create a ticket, let's say a support ticket, and you receive an email and it says reply above this line. So what they usually do is parse the email body, find that line that they know for sure they added in the original email, and then they parse whatever is above that line.
Mm-hmm.
When Mati taught me to do this, I realized what they were doing. And I was surprised it was so easy.
Yeah, this also reminds me of like on GitHub that you can reply to the thread by answering the replying to the email. So
yeah, it's exactly that what
similar.
we're doing. You can do that. You just need in this code to analyze the content of what the reply is, to get just the information you want and remove everything else. Because the only problem I found with this is that give you a lot of information that you can use or not, but if you are not, there is too much information. But everything is there. It's just playing a little bit. And trust me, in no more than 1 or 2 days, you have this working without any problem in your application.
Sweet.
Okay, that's all from my side. No, I don't know, Fabricio, if you want to add something or someone want to ask.
No, I don't have anything else. I just want to stress how easy it is to do this type of things. I was really surprised when you told me how to do it. I think a lot of real case scenarios in which you could benefit of this in different applications. Even for companies, the tracking, doing automatic stuff based on emails is super easy.
Yeah.
I don't know, imagine a Lambda, an Internet of Things, and you can send an email to my house at whatever, saying turn on the lights. And then you, with the Internet of Things, you could turn on, I don't know, a device or, I mean, the applications are...
Yeah, one thing I was discussing the other day that probably will help here is instead of when you subscribe to something that asks you to confirm your email and give you a link, I was talking with Andres the other day that people don't like to press links in emails because it's quite, there's a lot of phishing and people are scared of that. Maybe saying just reply to this mail and you get subscribed is almost as good as this. And the good thing that you can change, you can put this hash in the reply to, so it's not easy in the email, but when they reply, the hash appear. That's something that it was suggested, but of course it doesn't work in the client I was using. But that's something very good because you hide the hash. The mail you receive doesn't say all the hash that is huge sometimes. It's only in the reply to. So you reply and you are subscribed, or as Fabricio, this is a message. It's the same that sending, I don't know, pressing a link or whatever you want.
Yeah, usually users feel more control if they are replying rather than clicking a random link that they don't know where it leads to.
Yeah. But yeah, this has lots of opportunities. Just need to use your imagination.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that's all. No more questions.
Thanks a lot, Mati.
No, it's okay. Nice to share this.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, see you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank
We
you.
will send the code in the engineering channel.
Yeah, please do.
Great.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Bye.